Hey, closet pickers, welcome back. Today is day 4 of our 22-day series on amps. Today we're going to talk about the rock and roll revolution. So, back in the day, in the 60s, 70s, guys like Clapton, Hendrix, Richie Blackmore, Jimmy Page, all those guys were using high watt and Marshall amplifiers. And in the 60s, mid 60s, late 60s, PA systems, when you went to see a live performance, PA systems were not what they are today. They weren't as efficient, first of all. And for some reason back in the day, guitar players weren't mic'd as well or as often as they are today. Today, PA systems are controlled a lot more efficiently. So I think back in the 70s, back in the late 60s, they were more worried about those vocals coming through, which is the priority. So when you would go see a live concert, it was not unusual to see the guitar player have a wall of Marshall amplifiers. And that's because he needed them. He'd turn those things all the way up so that he could be heard in the large arenas or the large outdoor venues that they would play. Because the PA was really working solely for the vocals. And maybe the drums, they'd mic up the drums a little bit, but when you look at older stages from the 60s and 70s, you see a wall of bass amps and you see a wall of guitar amps. So they used them. Nowadays, it's funny because if you watch and see in today's world, you'll see bands with a wall of amps. Well, I got a little secret I got to tell you. They're dummies. The amps are, not the guitar players, the amps are dummies. I've personally played shows where I've walked behind stage and there's a wall of Marshalls, but they're all empty. They had all the power lights on. They had them wired up to where it looked like the amp was on, but actually the guitar player's amp is off the side of the stage, mic'd up on the side stage, and it's a little bitty thing sometimes. It still looks cool and people still want to see it, but they just don't need that wall of amps anymore because the PA systems are so efficient. It's a wonderful thing, but as I mentioned before, it's kind of gone the other way for guitar players because now we become every sound man's nightmare. And I'll take that trophy. I like it. You know, I want to hear my amp. I've always said, I like feeling my pant legs move. I want to feel the amp. And that's just me though. I'm old school. Hope you like what you're watching. Stick around. We got a lot more coming your way. We'll see you next time. Take care.